Okay, this is Rina, and this is her final session for our relaxation protocol. So I want to kind of go over the homework for her mom. So basically, Rina has been practicing being apart, and that's really the foundation of what we're trying to do for separation anxiety, is help the dog practice being apart from us while it's calm. Now, if you shoot the camera over there, you can see there's a dog bed. And you see the little piece of wood that's leaning against the wall. I'd like the guardians to lay that wood on the floor so it's flat. I'd like the guardians to get a snuffle mat, they already have one, and get a lick mat with suction cups. So suction cups, we can actually put the lick mat over there when that wood is on the floor and next to her bed. So the idea is this is the exit to the room over here. So I want Rina to practice being calm over there. Now, because this is a little bit different than what we normally do, there's stairs. I want to get a baby gate that's going here. I don't want her to be able to go and sit at the bottom of the stairs and look up. And right now she goes to the top of the stairs and just sits there, which is not comfortable and relaxing. I want her to relax on the dog bed. So what I'd like her guardian to do, we went over stay. Now, I like using the stay for dogs who have separation anxiety. And it's not to teach, say, stay and then leave your house. What we're doing for the stay is helping her practice the behavior we want. And you can grab a seat if you want. That might make it easier to get both of us in the shot if that's what you're trying to do. And the idea for the stay is it's helping her practice being apart while she's doing something. Rina, come here. Mom wants you in the shot. And so, and what we did is we said stay, and it was easier because I was here. So stay, take one step back, and then come right back and say yes, give her the treat. Then say stay, take 2 steps back. When I'm doing this, I'm walking backwards. When I get to about 3 steps, then I start saying stay, I turn my back to the dog, and then I turn it and do another U-turn and go back. Eventually, and keep on doing that until she'll stay on the dog bed and you can walk all the way. I'll get down here so we can both be in a shot together. So you can walk all the way to the door and outside of her reach, so she can't see you, or outside of her eyesight. And then the guardian is going to spend 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and count it out, or in your head, or have a stopwatch. Because if at 90 seconds, if she gets up, then next time we would put her back over there, pet her for the reward after she goes boat. That's the name of her dog bed. And then we would practice, if it was 90 seconds, we'd practice maybe at 80 seconds. So always back up to a previous level of success about 5, 10, 15 seconds earlier. And that way you can practice that one a couple times, then try to go to 85 seconds, then to 90 seconds, and then keep on going. Now, I'd like the guardian to set up a security camera. They have a security camera. It'd be nice if we put it in that corner right up there where the wire's coming down with a little shelf and shooting down. That way we can see the dog wherever it is. If I peek my head around the corner over here, then Rina sees, oh, I saw him. And so what we want to do is be able to, when we're going out of her sight, we can watch it on the camera. So I'd like the guardian to spend about 5 minutes a day doing this. And at first you're going to be only disappearing for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Keep track of where you're at so you know how long it is. Now, I don't want the guardian to go up the stairs. She's like, I'll just go all the way upstairs. Rina's going to hear that. That's going to cause her to get up, and that's an auto release, and she's going to come over looking for us. What we want her to do for the stay is we're telling her you have to stay there, and I'm going out of sight, but she can smell you. She knows you're right there, and we're gradually lengthening that time until you get to anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. Now, Rina, when she does this, puts her head down, that's a pretty good indication she's comfortable. So that's why the security camera helps. So until you see her do that, I wouldn't go too big of a jump. And if she really doesn't put her head down at all, I might make it a little bit easier. Every once in a while, let's say we're at 90 seconds, maybe I do one where I go around the corner for 20 seconds. So throw her some easy ones. Don't always make it harder. So I'd like the guardian to spend 5 minutes a day doing this. And when you get to the point where you can go around there and be at 2 to 5 minutes and she's got her head down, then you can start going a couple more steps up the stairs and waiting at that point. And gradually you're going to be all the way on top of the stairs. But the further up the stairs you go, the harder it's going to be for Rina. So the idea is we're going at her pace, so she's so slow, she doesn't even notice that it's more and more time, and she's practicing being calm on the dog bed. Now, I'd also like the guardians to go to Wolf and Whiskers, Long Got Fat Cat, a really good pet store. Get tracheas, which the guardian's already gotten. Bully stick, we have a bully stick that's been hanging in her kennel, but I think because she really doesn't like her kennel, I think it's kind of fouled that up. Now you can also get this. I want things you can anchor. Eventually you can get a kneecap. A kneecap, you can't really, cow kneecap you can't anchor, but you can get a pig's ear or a cow's ear and drill a hole through it, and then get a dumbbell and put it right next to the dog bed. So you tie the pig snout or the pig ear, cow ear, or the bully stick, or the trachea, or whatever the body piece of the animal is, over there, oxtail. And so a tendon is also a great one. Tendons be really good for her because you can drill through this. It takes a while to chew. But it's tethered over there. So while we're doing that, Mom is sitting right on the top, like on the third step, out of her sight. And I'd like Mom is an awesome student. She's incredibly smart. So she's taking a class. So maybe Mom is reading the book there or doing a little bit of work on her laptop. So Rina can hear her, smell her, know her there. But again, she's practicing being calm on the dog bed while I cannot see Mom. And after, when it gets to the point where Rina finishes chewing that and just lays on the dog bed, then at that point, then maybe we can do it 2 or 3 steps up the stairs or 4 steps up the stairs. But I want her to practice twice a day, having her guardian in the room, but out of sight of the room. And feeding on a snuffle mat is a great thing because the snuffle mat takes longer to eat. So she's spending 5, 10, 7, 10 minutes, whatever it is, eating while the guardian is, again, out of sight. And so the idea is Rina just spending more and more time down here relaxed. Now, it's really important. Now, a couple other things. We have the Adaptil plug-in. This is a pheromone release. So right behind where the camera is, there is like a wall outlet. So I would put this in there every time she's practicing in here, make sure this is on first. Now they make Christmas tree lights, so it's like a plug that you plug this into, you plug in the wall, and it'll have a remote control. So that might be easier so you can turn it on or off. You can leave it on all the time, but if Rina's not down here, we're kind of wasting a little bit of that, and they're not super expensive, but they're not cheap, they're not free either. So that way the pheromones are filling up this. Now the lick mat should be done like every other day because the licking and chewing release endorphins. And so if we're going from a chew item to a lick mat to a chew item to a lick mat, then she's practicing those feel-good endorphins are being released. It builds her confidence because she's hunting her food. And with the Adaptil collar and the dispenser is making the room smell good. And gradually she's down here longer periods of time. The goal eventually is the guardian is all the way sitting on the top step and that she's down here eating, but she's done it so progressively, so quietly, and taken so long, this is just the normal habit. They just kind of hang out on the dog bed. Then eventually you can do that and close the door and have the baby gate closed. So she can be anywhere she's at. Now, if she's pacing, that's probably an indication she's not comfortable. So if she's pacing, then ask yourself, how can I back up to an easier level, an easier step and practice there a little bit till we get, again, Rina to go to the dog bed and lay that chin down, and then we know she's relaxed. The guardian's done a great job with the relaxation protocol. And so that's something that has really helped set her up for success. But training with Mom down here is also a nice positive thing. So I'd like at least 5 positive things down here a day. Feeding out of the snuffle mat twice a day, then getting a trachea or a tendon or an oxtail or something like that where Mom's over there. That's 3. Then Mom is practicing the stay. That's 4. I'd like you to also come up with, just teach her to go to bed. Boat, throw the treat, or, point her over there and she goes to the boat, yes, and give her a treat. Eventually teach her to bang your dead, or, whatever it is. Look up some fun tricks and cues and spend, so throughout the day, there's 5 different experiences we have down here. This is good. That makes this sanctuary into a good positive place that she doesn't mind hanging out in. That way, eventually we'll get to the point, our ultimate goal is where we can put her down here in the sanctuary and we can be upstairs watching a movie, playing Yahtzee, whatever it is that you do, and she's comfortable and relaxed, and she's not pining at the door, she's not whining, she's not rallying, and we can check on her security camera anytime we want. Now, there is a security alarm, and so if the security alarm, you open the door and she gets up for that, then I would do that counter conditioning. So I would have a recording or have somebody upstairs open the door, beep, beep, give her a treat. Beep, beep, give her a treat. So now the door just means I'm getting a treat. And so instead of her thinking that door is a trigger that means you're about to leave, that door just means that I'm about to get a treat. It's nothing much to do about nothing. I don't have to worry about it because my mom's right here every time I hear that door opening. It just means that it's an indicator I'm about to get a treat. You can also do that for the garage door. Garage doors are hard. You gonna sit? How about a sit? You keep on facing me, but America wants to see you. But garage doors are hard because it makes the whole house vibrate. So I would actually try to do that. And when you're doing that, that might be something you feed her out of a snuffle mat down here when you're in the room right next to her. And so you have the whole time she's eating, you're making the garage door go up and down, up and down. So now the garage door associated is a classically conditioned response, just like Pavlov's dog. So anything that we do that gets to the beeping of the door actually closing, the screen door sounds, yeah, you're going straight to the treat pouch, or the vibration of the garage door, the slamming of the car door, the starting of the engine. Again, counter condition those. So have this car started while you're feeding her, giving her treats, until you get to the point where you're feeding her the snuffle mat while the car is started or stopped and she doesn't stop eating. So this is going to be a process. It's probably going to take 2 to 4 or 5 weeks. Rina, But eventually we get to the point where Rina dog is just very, she's already done a great job. She's already most of the way there. This is really the fine tuning. Now, the last thing for the stay, like I said, we're not going to ever say stay and then leave her down here and expect her to stay. That is not the appropriate use of the stay. The stay is really just to help her practice being down here and gradually increasing the distance or the duration of how long she's down here by herself. Thank you, sweetheart, sweet girl. And, but when we're actually leaving the house, we're just going to put her down here. And the whole point is by that point, she spent so much time down here with a good positive thing. And when you are leaving, I would probably do it when she has a lick mat, when she's eating her food or whatever, and leave very quietly so she doesn't hear those sort of things. Now, I have one client that kind of stole some of the ideas that I have for, not a client, a peer, I guess, stole some of these ideas for separation anxiety. And she has a client that has actually created a sanctuary, done all this great stuff. The dog is comfortable in the sanctuary. They recorded them playing like Risk or something at the table for like an hour. They play the audio of them playing it, and they leave the house very quietly. And the dog's completely calm in the sanctuary because to her, it sounds like the same thing. I can't see my guardians anyways. Yes. And so she's hearing their voices and feeling more and more relaxed and comfortable. But again, the idea for this, it's a very progressive process. If your dog starts to show signs of anxiety, pacing, drooling, won't eat a food, won't chew something, pining at the door, whining, those are a little bit more obvious. That means we're moving too fast. Back up a step or a couple steps until we find that step or that range where the dog feels comfortable and is relaxed. Sit. And then we practice there a little bit and then gradually work our way back up to the real world situation. Go at Rina's pace, not at our pace. Well, this is my buddy Rina, and who has a bad case of separation anxiety, but she is so much better. And after all these steps that your mom and dad do, you're gonna be over it. You're gonna be able to say, you know what, you guys go to Hawaii. I'm going to my dog bed, which is called the boat. All right, well, this is Rina, and these are some tips if you on the finishing process if you have a dog that has separation anxiety.